Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League for race 2 of our Sunday championship. We're with the League 4 guys and we are in Spielberg, Austria at the Red Bull Ring. And as you can see by that picture, it is very grey. It is actually raining, so the guys will be on intermediates or wet tyres for this 15-lap race. As I say, this is race 2. It's a reverse grid, so we're going to have a run down the grid. Now, we had a couple of retirements in race 1, Frowny and DB. However, again, as you can see, if you are looking at the screen now, they are both back, which is fantastic. So we should, I think, we are up to the 15 that we started race 1 with. Hopefully, we can keep all 15 on track for this race. So, without any more messing about, we'll get on with it, shall we? We'll run down the grid. Remember, it is a reversed grid, so results from race 1 are reversed. Now, because of the disconnects, Frowny and DB start at the front, so Frowny finds himself on pole with DB just behind in second. Bazza, an absolute disaster. I think he had a disconnect as well in race 1 very early on, but managed to get the technical issues sorted. But he did finish at the back, so Bazza is in third, Captain Slow fourth, Hoppers is fifth, Molepiece is sixth, Ninky Noo seventh, Enzo Jack eighth, Phaser is ninth, Pete is 10th, Harry Poppin 11th, Aussie Rooster 12th, Big Dan is 13th, Wayne G 14th, and Scott, our race 1 winner, starting all the way down in 15th, so he has got it all to do if he wants to make it 2 out of 2. So we will go back up to the beginning. You can see the rain is absolutely chucking it down. So we are in for some fun in Austria at the Red Bull Ring, the big penalty zone. Plenty of penalties handed out in race 1. I'm expecting a lot more in race 2 under these slippy conditions as the guys head down to turn 1, Nicky Lauda curve for the first time, and let's just see how everybody copes in the wet around there. It looks like Hoppers went a little bit wide but managed to stay on track, and it looks like everybody's got through actually, which is great to see. Frowny, and Frowny's picked up a penalty, so he did go slightly wide then into turn 1, goes defensive into turn 3. Remus, DB gets the cutback and gets a fantastic exit, so DB moves up into first, Frowny in second, and Bazza just sitting there in third. Frowny will have to serve that penalty though, so Bazza will definitely take that second position away from him, although I know he would like to get the move done before that as they go into turn 4. Bazza on the inside of Frowny having to go the long way round, trying to keep it on the track. Maybe a bit of door touching there, nothing too serious though. And Bazza gets it done, moves up into second, Frowny into third, Captain Slow in fourth. He will have seen that Frowny's got that penalty and will be trying to catch up to the back of him. I'm not so sure he's close enough though, as we just see the cars all going down and through turn 7. Now let's just go back up and see as Frowny serves his penalty. He's managed to hold on to third, I think. Yes, he has. As we go around turn 9, the rain absolutely chucking it down. Molepiece in 5th. In fact, let's what's happening up at the front? It looks like Bazza is putting a challenge in against DB as they go up to turn 1. Bazza on the inside, DB having to go all the way around the outside. Great racing between these two. Bazza managed to get his nose in front. DB not finished yet. Frowny is in there as well. Frowny's decided to follow Bazza through and get in the slipstream. Now Frowny makes his move. He goes to the inside. So it's 3 wide as they come up to turn 3. I can assure you 3 cars will not fit around that turn. Now who's that? There's DB went a little... No, it wasn't. It was Bazza that went a little bit wide but stayed on track and has managed to stay in front. So Bazza in third, Frowny gets into second, DB in third. Down to turn 4 they go. DB having a look at the inside of Frowny. Frowny shuts the door on him though. and manages to keep hold of second. Captain Slow still there in fourth, and who's that? It's Molepiece, it looks like. Molepiece got himself a little bit out of sorts, but has managed to recover. Had a bit of a trip across the grass, dropped a couple of places down to 7th. Harry Poppins having a fantastic race with Big Dan and Aussie Rooster, the three of them. I thought they were all stuck together then. As let's jump on board with Harry Poppins. Oh, as Molepiece goes wide again and loses control. We're going to stick with Harry Poppins though, because he's got Big Dan all over the back of him, and Aussie Rooster is in there as well. That's the vision that these guys have got as they go around turn 9, down the hill to turn 10. Big Dan right under the chuff of Harry Poppins as they go through turn 10, back onto the start finish straight. The rain really driving down. Enzo Jack and Ninky Noo having a bit of a fight up ahead. Enzo Jack getting on the inside of Ninky Noo. Ninky Noo trying the cutback, but Enzo Jack has just got a great exit. Harry Poppins got a good exit as well, and he's now going to be on the back of Ninky Noo as they go up through turns 2, up to 3. Big Dan sitting in there as well. Ninky Noo decides he doesn't want to defend this one as Harry Poppins tries to go up the inside. Oh, just avoiding contact. What fantastic racing as Aussie Rooster and Big Dan now go side by side. Big Dan trying to stay in Harry Poppins' slipstream just to keep a bit of an edge. Big Dan staying on the inside. Harry Poppins, I'm not sure if he knows Big Dan's there. I'm sure he does. Big Dan trying to go up the inside. Has he got it done? He's still there. No, Harry Poppins. Harry Poppins holding on to 7th. Big Dan just pushing him along. Aussie Rooster is still there in 9th. You can see, look at that NSX getting right underneath Harry Poppins' car. Ninky Noo still hanging on to 6th. So Harry Poppins has got one eye on Ninky Noo and the other eye on Big Dan. Oh, and was that a bit of a mistake from Harry Poppins, or did Big Dan decide he's just going to have a go around the outside? None he has. But Big Dan moves up into 7th. Let's jump out of the car so we can see what's going on. Aussie Rooster also goes through. Harry Poppins now having a look at the inside. Molepiece decides he wants to get in on the action. No, it's not, it's Pete. I thought it was Molepiece. So, excuse me. What fantastic racing as everybody is fighting for position in these conditions as well. Up towards Niki Lauda curve they go for the 4th time, and 3 wide trying to get through there, and it looks like Pete got squeezed out as Aussie Rooster and Wayne G get through. Pete just got a little bit squeezed out there. 3 were never going to fit, and now they're going to have another go as Fazer and Scott try and make the move on Pete as well. Scott goes up to the inside at turn 3. Pete hanging on to 11th then, Scott in 12th. We've got Fazer in 13th, Hoppers in 14th, and then Molepiece down in 15th after his spill. We saw in the mirrors when we were following Harry Poppins through. So Frowny's still out in front, Bazza in 2nd, DB in 3rd, Enzo Jack in 4th with Captain Slow all over him and trying to put the pressure on. Ninky Noo having a fantastic race is Ninky Noo in 6th. So far, I don't want to put the curse on him, but he is having a great time out there in 6th position. He's got Big Dan all over him. Big Dan having another look up the inside. He goes up the inside of Ninky Noo and gets it done. I think he has. So Big Dan moves up into 6th. Not much Ninky Noo could do about that. And drops to 7th. Big Dan now having a look at Captain Slow. So Big Dan really is on a mission, isn't he, in this race? He's loving it in these conditions. We've got Ninky Noo and Harry Poppins. The 2 teammates, are they? I think they are. So yeah, will Ninky Noo move over and let Harry Poppins through? But we're not sure if there are any team orders. Harry Poppins just getting a free tow up the hill towards turn 3. Ninky Noo not giving it up easily though, is he? So maybe there aren't any team orders. So Ninky New in 7th, Harry Poppins in 8th, being frustrated by his own teammate. That's allowed Wayne G to get up alongside him. So Wayne G having to just follow Ninky New through, but Harry Poppins has got himself in front of... no, Harry Poppins was in front, sorry. It's Harry Poppins that's getting the free tow up the hill. Wayne G sitting in 9th. Then we've got Scott in 10th, winner of race 1. Has made up a few places now, hasn't he? Into 10th, still wobbling his way around the track. Fazer in 11th, Hoppers, Aussie Rooster. Well, Aussie Rooster, something must have happened to him because he was up there, wasn't he? But he's in 13th. Then we've got Pete, then we've got Bold Piece. So back up to the top. Frowny still out in front and doing a good job so far. Brownie, Bazza and DB starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. And who's that that's picked up a penalty? It is Bazza. So Bazza with a half-second penalty. DB will be encouraged by that as they go through turn 1 and start the climb up the hill towards turn 3. They go through turn 2 here, which, as I say, not really a turn, is it? It is still full throttle. DB just has to sit behind Bazza as they go into Remus for the 6th time. All about the exit on that turn. Don't want to get the power down too early, but you've got to be early enough to get that car moving to start yourself back down the hill then towards turn 4. So we'll just follow Bazza through until he serves this penalty, and can DB capitalise on it and move himself up into 2nd. Bit of a gap opening up now between DB and Enzo Jack. You can just see DB is going into Raunch, and Enzo Jack just coming into Raunch now. So it's about 4 seconds, something like that, I would guess. Unfortunately we can't see. So Bazza just about to serve his penalty then. Can DB get by? He will have a lot of momentum as they go down the hill towards turn 9. DB having a bit of a look. No, he can't get it done. So Bazza manages to hold on to 2nd. They've kind of got away with that one, although it has allowed Frowny to just pull away a little bit further. Frowny now with the fastest lap, a 1:41.1. He'll be quite happy to let Bazza and DB fight it out to see who's going on what step on the podium, because while they're doing that, then Frowny can actually try and inch away a little bit further. So Enzo Jack in 4th. He's got Big Dan as company as they go up the hill towards turn 3. So it's just these two fighting it out on their own. No pressure behind Big Dan. He can concentrate fully on the back of Enzo Jack's car. Then we've got Wayne G in 6th. He's having a battle with Ninky New. Ninky New in 7th. Scott in 8th, although he's carrying a half-second penalty. Harry Poppins, Ninky New's teammate. He was behind him at one point, and I thought Ninky New was going to move over, but Ninky says no. I'm in this race as well. So quite right as well. So Ninky New is in 7th. Harry Poppins is in 9th. Now when Scott serves the penalty, Harry Poppins should be able to move up into that 8th position and slot in behind his teammate again. Fazer's in there as well though. Fazer sitting in 10th, then Captain Slow in 11th. So there's quite a group of cars here all fighting it out. Oh, as Fazer goes off. Let's just have a see what's happened to Fazer. Everything was looking good for him. He was just sitting behind Harry Poppins as we go through turn 6, down the hill into turn 7. Oh, now there was a bit of bumper kissing going on. Harry Poppins, Scott, Fazer, everybody. I think Fazer, the back end just carried on round for him. That was so unlucky. So Fazer off. Let's just go back and see what's happening here. So Ninky New. Oh, and we've had somebody else has gone off as well. It's Enzo Jack. Well, the weather and the track really starting to claim their victims now. Enzo Jack was in 4th. He got Big Dan with him. Big Dan pulls to the inside, as he likes to do, into turn 9. Now let's just make sure there's no cold. Big slide from Big Dan. Wow, what a drift. Well, I'm not sure what happened to Enzo Jack. He just carried on round. Whether that big slide of Big Dan's has put him off, I don't know, but that was unlucky for Enzo Jack. So let's just go back up and see. That was a massive slide from Big Dan. Great car control, actually, especially in these conditions. A power slide around turn, I think it was turn 9, wasn't it? So Big Dan now all on his own in 4th. Wayne G in 5th. Then we've got Harry Poppins. He's managed to get by, as we were watching. I forgot, Scott, was it? I can't remember now. But Harry Poppins has managed to get by Ninky Noo, his teammate. Ninky Noo into 7th. Harry Poppins up into 6th. Scott now challenging Ninky Noo in 8th. But let's just go back up to the top and just work our way down, shall we? Get some sort of order in this. I'm getting myself all confused. So Farroney's out in front. Bazza in 2nd. DB is 3rd. These 3 looking quite comfortable really on their own. Big Dan in 4th, although it does look like he's catching. There was a bigger gap. I'm sure there was a bigger gap than that. So Big Dan is catching. Wayne G in 5th. Got himself a little bit of breathing space. Back to Harry Poppins, who's now in 6th. Scott in 7th. Managed to get by Ninky Noo, who is now sitting in 8th. Captain Slowy's 9th. Aussie Rooster 10th. Enzo Jack 11th. Then we got Hoppers serving a penalty. Phaser 13th after his spill. Molepiece another penalty to serve. And then Pete down in 15th. Big Dan now with the current fastest lap, a 140.9, and we did say, didn't we? We think he's catching. Bazza's picked up a penalty, so Bazza in 2nd place has picked up a half-second penalty, so that won't affect his track position. DB's just a bit too far behind, I think. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I think Bazza might get away with that at the minute. DB in 3rd, then Big Dan, who is really on a charge, sitting in 4th. I'm not going to write him off for getting himself on the podium. We're on lap 9, so we've still got, what, 6 laps to go. So you can't write Big Dan off for a podium spot at the minute. Now Bazza just about to, he's going to be coming up to serve his penalty. DB, I think, is just too far behind. Take P2 away from Bazza, but he will get a bit closer. So there we go, penalty served for Bazza. And DB, as I said, just not quite close enough. But still sitting in 3rd. Big Dan, you just seen the headlights come over the brow of the hill as we were watching. And Big Dan, another big slide. He does like power sliding around turn 9, doesn't he? Got to be careful there though. There's one big penalty zone, and somebody up ahead has picked up a penalty. It's Bazza again. Got another half-second penalty. This will all help the cause of DB and Big Dan. Harry Poppins in 5th. He's having a fight with Wayne G. Let's come on board with Wayne G. As we try and get a good exit out of turn 1. And we start the climb up towards turn 3. Rain still hammering down on that windscreen. Up into turn 3. Is Wayne G going to have a look? No, he's just going to sit there behind Harry Poppins as they get through this one. Get a good exit as we start down the hill now towards turn 4. No real challenge coming from Scott at the minute, who's sitting in 7th. So into turn 4 they go. Great car control from these guys. very easy to get the back end to spin out, especially in these conditions, but these guys making it look very easy. Wayne G tries to get closer and closer to Hairy Poppins. Round turn 7, Worth curve, into turn 8, past the penalty zone, down this slight hill again towards turn 9. This is where DB likes, or Big Dan, Big Dan likes to spin. Oh, Wayne G's come into the pits. Whoa. I'm not sure if that was scheduled or not, but there was no scheduled pit stop, no mandatory pit stops, I don't think, anyway. So I'm not quite sure what Wayne G is doing, but he's in the pits and he is dropping down the order. Well, he's obviously got a plan, but with 5 laps to go, I'm not quite sure what that plan is. We'll come back to Wayne G in a second. So Frowny's still out in front, looking very comfortable. Bazza in second, DB is third. Big Dan is fourth, and he can see DB just ahead of him. Now, I'm not sure if DB has just made a mistake, but Big Dan is definitely a lot closer now. This is going to be a great run-in. Like I said earlier, you can't write Big Dan off for a podium spot, not yet, as he slides himself around these turns. Hairy Poppins in fifth. Where's Hairy Pop? Where's the cameraman looking at? I don't know what he spotted, but Hairy Poppins in fifth. Scott in sixth. Captain Slow in seventh. Aussie Rooster eighth. Been a bit quiet this race as Aussie Rooster. Right in the thick of it, wasn't he, in race 1? Oh, as we see Enzo Jack go off into the gravel as we go through turn 7, then through 8. Oh, and he's just kept the back end's just carried on round. It's exactly the same as what happened to Phaser. So Phaser goes through to 9th, Enzo Jack down to 10th, Hopper's 12th. Wayne G, well, Wayne G made a pit stop. He's back out on a fresh set of inters. Whether he thought he was losing grip, I'm not sure. But Wayne G is, well, he's not done himself any favours there at all, has he? Dropping down to 13. We've got Molepiece in 14th and Pete in 15th, and carrying a penalty as well, just to add to his misery. And Captain Slow has also decided to come into the pits. Maybe they are starting to lose grip on the tyres. But Frowny out in front. Wow. Well, that's what you call a bit of lag. Wow, the car all over the place. Bazza in second. DB in third. Still looking comfortable. Let's just have a look. Where's Big Dan? There he is. So Big Dan catching, but he really needs to get a move on if he wants to get himself on that podium, because they are fast approaching the start of lap 13. So only 3 laps to go. Hairy Poppins in 5th. I'm just looking at the tyre wear on these guys, and the rear tyres are about 50% on Hairy Poppins' car. I'm just wondering why Wayne G and Captain Slow did stop. As we see, Aussie Rooster, the rest of everybody's tyres are around about the same. Ninky New in 9th, Wayne G on a fresh set of mediums now, up to 10. I'm not quite sure he's going to get himself on the podium. Not from there, with only 3 laps to go. Maybe looking at making a move on Ninky New. He has got fresher tyres, so he's got a bit more rubber on them. Ninky New taking the defensive route and going up the inside, but I think Wayne G's got it done before they get to turn 1. There he has. So up to 9th goes Wayne G. Ninky Noo down into 10th. Enzo Jack in 11th. Couple of incidents from him today. He won't be pleased with that. It looks like Enzo Jack is going to be making the move on Ninky Noo as well as they come up towards turn 3. Ninky Noo though stays in 10th. Bit of battle damage on the front of that NSX of Enzo Jack. Better get the touch-up paint out at the end of this race, ready for next week. Hopper's down in 12th. Then we've got Old Piece, Captain Slow, and then Pete. So Frowny still bouncing around all over the place, out in front. Baza looking comfortable in second. As we start lap 14, DB in third, with Big Dan in 4th. Well then, can Big Dan get himself on the podium? That is going to be the big question. 2 laps to go for Big Dan. He really is pushing hard. You can see the rear left tyre has taken some punishment today. I'm not surprised the way he's been drifting round the corners. Harry Poppins all on his own now in 5th. Likewise for Scott in 6th. Aussie Rooster in 7th. Very lonely race for these guys, isn't it? Phaser with a 1 second penalty in 8th. Let's just have a look where Wayne G is. I'm not sure Wayne G is going to get close enough to Phaser to take P8 from him. He might do, we shall see. Wayne G with the fastest lap. Maybe that's what the change of tyres was all about. Just so that he could get the fastest lap. He's got it, a 140.2 for Wayne G. So he's just going for that extra point as he goes down the hill towards turn 4. Enzo Jack sitting in 10th. Then we've got Hoppers, Ninky Noo drop down to 12th. Captain Slow, Peter, and then Molepiece. We're back up to our race leader as he crosses the line to start the final lap in these awful conditions here at Red Bull. But looking very comfortable is Frowny. Wow, the lag really is kicking in for Frowny at the minute. Baza in second, looking comfortable for that P2. DB though coming under a bit of pressure from Big Dan. He's just got to hold on to it for the next few corners. Up to turn 3 they go. He's just got to keep his cool as DB. Big Dan, what a fantastic effort from him, and I say we're still not going to write him off for a podium. As we chase DB down the hill towards turn 4, Big Dan giving it everything he's got to get that 3rd position. Tyres about gone, especially at the back. DB under a lot of pressure now actually. We'll just have a quick jump on board with DB for a couple of turns. You can see Big Dan's there. So DB doing everything he can to keep it on track. We are going to have to leave these two because Frowny is jumping his way around turn 10 and he's going to cross the line to take the win. So well done to Frowny, fantastic win for him. Baza is going to cross the line in second. And then the fight is on. And it is a race to the line. DB, I think he's going to get it just ahead of Big Dan. What a fantastic race for Big Dan though. Harry Poppins is going to come in 5th. Scott will cross the line in 6th. Aussie Rooster will 7th. Wayne G will get 8th and the fastest lap. Not really sure why Wayne G did the pit stop. Oh, and he's got a half-second penalty. Phaser in 9th. I'm only guessing that Wayne G changed his tyres to get the fastest lap, which he's got. As we see Enzo Jack cross the line in 10th, Ninky New in 11th. Hoppers will take 12th, with Captain Slow just behind, another one who made a stop in 13th. Then we've got Pete struggling to get finished in 14th, with Molepiece back in 15th. So the two teammates, Valvoline guys, Valvoline, I don't know. Not a great second race for these two, but Pete will come across the line in 14th and Molepiece 15th. So that was week 4. Next week we will be at Deep Forest. So if you want to come and join us then, we'll be glad to have your company. But for now, I shall say goodbye.